The Backrooms Files is a fictional archive documenting no-clipping events, missing persons, classified investigations, and recovered evidence connected to the backrooms. The series covers entry zones, backrooms levels, entities, survivor accounts, expeditions, recovered artifacts, and the formation of async as it investigates, explores, and attempts to understand the endless labyrinth beyond reality. Case 10. Peter Langford, 1968, Airport Terminal Security Disappearance File. Peter Langford was assigned overnight surveillance at a major airport terminal where minor spatial inconsistencies had been reported in maintenance wings, hallways feeling longer, doors reappearing after being passed, and lighting cycles that did not match electrical timing logs. At 0217, surveillance system anomalies began across camera nodes 1416. Camera 14 showed a standard service corridor. Camera 15 showed the same corridor but extending beyond recorded terminal limits. Camera 16 showed a slightly offset version of the same hallway as if duplicated in parallel space. Across all feeds, a silhouette appeared intermittently, tall, indistinct, and unstable in form. It did not move normally, instead it displaced between frames, never fully captured in motion. This was later classified as a frame-locked presence. At 0231, Langford left the security station with flashlight and master access ring and entered the maintenance corridor behind Terminal C. According to architectural records, this corridor should have terminated at a baggage junction within 120 meters. It did not. The hallway continued past mapped limits. Door numbers began repeating non-sequentially. Lighting remained fluorescent but drifted in inconsistent timing. Ceiling height subtly lowered in intervals despite no structural slope. Radio log fragment at 0238, I've passed door 14 3 times. The hallway is repeating. Telemetry confirmed spatial recursion. Langford was not advancing linearly, but looping through identical corridor segments with no exit point. At 0244, body cam briefly activates before distortion. A figure is visible at maximum flashlight range. It is not fully human in definition. Its outline fails to stabilize under illumination. It appears only between frame updates, as if anchored outside continuous time. Movement is not walking, but positional skipping between fixed points. The entity shows phase offset presence behavior POPB1, indicating partial desynchronization from physical space. At 0247, Langford advances toward the figure. At this moment, full environmental transition begins. Corridor geometry loses airport structural consistency. Wall texture becomes uniform beige composite material. Flooring transitions into continuous industrial carpet. Lighting stabilizes into a uniform fluorescent grid with no traceable power source. This marks the shift into proto-backrooms interior state, PBIS-0. At 0249, surveillance feeds desynchronize, camera 14, empty corridor. Camera 15, infinite looping hallway. Camera 16, Langford moving through space, no longer connected to Terminal C. At 0252, all camera nodes converge on a single impossible feed. A repeating corridor network resembling airport infrastructure, but no longer matching real-world architecture. Langford continues moving for approximately 11 minutes through this system. During this phase, no physical exits exist, signage repeats identical symbols and looping patterns. Footsteps echo slightly before they occur, temporal desync. Corridor intersections appear and vanish without structural continuity. At 0304, radio contact is lost. At 0306, final recorded motion shows Langford turning into a corridor junction that did not exist in prior frames. That junction remains visible across all subsequent feeds. After the event, Terminal C maintenance wing remains physically intact. Mapping systems fail to resolve corridor geometry consistently. Motion sensors continue detecting movement in empty loops. Cameras occasionally display Langford-like motion, but never in stable location or time alignment. The corridor system is reclassified as a confirmed entry node event, leading into a non-resolving recursive spatial structure consistent with early backrooms formation. Status Langford, unlocated. Terminal C, active anomalous loop state. Entity, uncontained. Architecture, recursive grid, non-terminal.